Young Thug may have just stepped into a situation that is way deeper than he realizes. He is now caught in tension with one of Baton Rouge's most feared street figures, Herm the Black Sheep, a name heavily connected to NBA YoungBoy's side. And from the way people online are talking, this is not some random internet back and forth. Herm is allegedly making it clear that if he sees Young Thug, it is pressure on sight. Meanwhile, Thug's side is throwing out lines like, "get in the field," while Pee Wee Roscoe is acting like Herm never put in real work. But that talk might be dangerous because they may not fully understand who they are speaking on. Rappers everywhere are reacting to the tension between NBA YoungBoy and Young Thug, and social media has been going absolutely wild ever since. Things exploded after YoungBoy affiliate Herm the Black Sheep jumped on Instagram stories and directly called out Young Thug. Then Thug fired back with a response that was later deleted, but by then the damage was already done. After that, Young Thug's sister entered the conversation too, and within barely 2 days the entire rap world looked divided. One side was screaming Team YB, the other side was riding for Slime, and everybody from rappers to bloggers to fans suddenly had opinions like they were personally involved in the drama. And this situation feels way bigger than just another quick internet argument. A lot of people online are saying this tension taps into loyalty, street alliances, and old rap beefs that have been building pressure for years. People instantly connected it to the ongoing issues surrounding NBA YoungBoy's side and Lil Durk's camp after the tragic death of King Von back in 2020. The moment that really set people off was when Young Thug posted "Free Smirk Please God," showing public support for Lil Durk during his legal situation. That single post had YoungBoy supporters looking at Thug sideways immediately. Online reactions started pouring in fast, with many people acting like Thug had officially chosen a side in a conflict nobody expected him to jump into. Now, rappers are reacting non-stop, fans are arguing every hour online, and what makes this even crazier is the fact these two artists were once genuinely cool with each other. This was never some fake industry friendship either. For years, NBA YoungBoy and Young Thug showed real respect publicly through music, interviews, live streams, and collaborations. Young Thug, born Jeffrey Lamar Williams in Atlanta, became one of the most influential artists modern rap has ever seen. His sound completely changed the game. The melodies, the vocal style, the unpredictable flows, even the fashion choices. Thug created a lane people are still copying today. He went from struggling as a teenager to building YSL Records into one of the biggest movements in rap culture. On the other side, NBA YoungBoy, born Kentrell Deshaun Gaulden in Baton Rouge, built one of the most loyal fan bases hip-hop has ever witnessed. His rise felt completely different from most mainstream artists. No giant media machine pushing him everywhere, no constant radio backing, just non-stop music, emotional storytelling, and fans who supported him harder than almost anybody in the industry. Even while dealing with legal issues, house arrest, and non-stop controversy, YoungBoy kept dropping music at an unbelievable pace. The man was releasing projects while the entire rap world stayed glued to every move he made. That level of consistency had fans treating him less like a rapper and more like a movement. And that is why this entire fallout feels so shocking to people watching it unfold now. These were artists who made records together like Permanent Scar and $1 Million Kid. They joked together on Instagram Live. There was real history there. When Young Thug finally came home after the long and highly publicized YSL RICO case, one of the first things he did online was publicly ask YoungBoy to call him. That alone showed people there was still supposed to be love between them before all this tension suddenly exploded. Think about how wild that really is for a second. Young Thug had just walked away from one of the biggest and most talked about RICO cases hip-hop has seen in years. And one of the first people he publicly reached out to was NBA YoungBoy. That was not some fake industry networking move or label politics. That looked like a genuine relationship built over years of mutual respect. So when fans started saying, "Wait, I thought these dudes were cool. They were not just making stuff up online," people remember the live streams, the collaborations, the interviews, all the moments where both artists publicly showed love to each other. There was real history there, and that's why this fallout caught so many people off guard. But then everything shifted after one specific post from Young Thug. He logged on to X, formerly known as Twitter, and started posting messages about different people in the industry. At first, it did not look too serious. Then, one tweet changed the entire conversation overnight. Thug posted, "Free smirk, please God." And for anybody outside rap culture who might not know, Smirk is the nickname of Lil Durk. Durk has been dealing with major legal issues recently, so on the surface it looked like Young Thug was simply showing support to another rapper going through a rough situation. Normally, that would not mean much because rappers support each other publicly all the time. But this situation was completely different because of the long-running tension tied to Lil Durk's side and NBA YoungBoy's side. And this is the part many casual fans online completely missed. The issues between Durk and YoungBoy go back years and became one of the most talked about rivalries in modern rap. A lot of people connect the tension back to the tragic death of King Von in Atlanta after an altercation involving associates connected to Quando Rondo, who was signed to YoungBoy's Never Broke Again movement at the time. Ever since then, fans have watched both sides exchange music dissies, online shots, and public disrespect non-stop. By 2022, Lil Durk dropped "Aha!", which many listeners believed was aimed directly at YoungBoy. Then YoungBoy fired back with "I Hate YoungBoy," one of the most explosive diss tracks fans had heard in years. That song mentioned multiple rap figures, stirred massive reactions online, and had the whole internet arguing for weeks. Even DJ Academics ended up getting dragged into the chaos after speaking on YoungBoy's sales online. YoungBoy responded aggressively on social media and made it clear he was not backing down from anybody. Then things escalated even more in 2023 when YoungBoy dropped Richest Op around the same time Durk planned to release Almost Healed. When Durk delayed the release, YoungBoy immediately started trolling online, posting videos dancing in front of Cash and mocking the situation publicly. Fans instantly treated it like another chapter in one of rap's most heated rivalries. By that point, the tension had already moved way beyond music in the eyes of many people watching online. And through all those years of diss tracks, internet arguments, canceled venues, and non-stop tension surrounding both camps, people never really stopped to ask where Young Thug truly stood in all of this. That question only exploded after the Free Smirk tweet, because to a lot of people close to the culture, Young Thug's post was not seen as a neutral message anymore. Fans instantly interpreted it as him publicly standing beside Lil Durk's side in a conflict that already carried years of emotional baggage and loyalty politics. That is when Herm the Black Sheep stepped in publicly. Herm, one of the artists connected to NBA YoungBoy's movement, jumped onto Instagram stories and directly tagged Young Thug. And the message instantly had the internet going crazy. Herm reportedly wrote, "At Thugger1, Top say your bitch ain't slime no more anyway. How you wanna do it?" Top is the nickname people close to YoungBoy use for him, and online fans immediately treated Herm's post like an official warning shot from YoungBoy's side. The tone of the message sounded direct, personal, and full of pressure, which is exactly why social media exploded the second screenshots started circulating everywhere. What Herm the Black Sheep was basically saying is that NBA YoungBoy's side had noticed exactly where Young Thug seemed to be leaning publicly. In their eyes, posting support for Lil Durk changed the energy completely. And when Herm asked, "How you wanna do it?" people online did not take that as some casual question. Fans instantly viewed it like a direct confrontation. Then Young Thug responded, and that's when things really exploded online. His reply was short, but it spread everywhere before being deleted. Screenshots moved faster than the post disappearing, and people immediately started reposting it across social media pages. Thug reportedly wrote, "Nigga, shut your fauna up, LOL." The part that hit hardest online was him calling Herm a fan. In rap culture, that word can come across disrespectful fast, especially when somebody feels they are directly tied to street credibility or loyalty inside a rapper's camp. Calling somebody a fan basically means you are treating them like an outsider looking in instead of somebody important enough to be involved in the conversation. And from the reactions online, Herm clearly did not appreciate that label at all. Herm fired back almost immediately, but this time he switched the tone completely. Instead of using Young Thug's rap name, he used his real first name, Jeffrey. That detail alone had social media going crazy because fans know using somebody's government name publicly during tension usually means things are becoming more personal. Herm reportedly responded with, "Oh yeah? Bet that, Jeffrey, you know what up from here." No jokes, no emojis, no playful energy attached to it either. The wording sounded cold and serious, which is exactly why the screenshots spread across the internet so fast. By then, Young Thug's sister had reportedly jumped into the comments too, defending Thug and adding her own reactions into the situation. At that point, people online felt like the entire situation had fully turned into a public rap world showdown. Pages everywhere immediately picked it up. The Shade Room posted the screenshots. DJ Academics started discussing it. Say Cheese TV shared it too. Within hours, the comment sections looked like complete chaos, with fans arguing non-stop over who was wrong and who crossed the line first. Then another major point started circulating online. Fans remembered that after Young Thug got released from the YSL Rico situation, he publicly asked NBA YoungBoy to call him. People instantly brought those old posts back into the conversation. That is why many fans suddenly started questioning the situation harder. In their minds, Young Thug had once publicly reached out showing respect toward YoungBoy. But now he was openly posting support for Lil Durk, who many people view as YoungBoy's biggest rap rival. The internet immediately started debating whether that counted as switching sides or simply supporting an old friend. One viral comment under Academic's post summed up what many fans were thinking. Somebody wrote, "But was begging YB to answer the phone, so who's the fan?" That comment alone started getting reposted everywhere because people felt it perfectly captured the hypocrisy argument fans were making online. Still, not everybody agreed that this automatically meant full-blown beef. Some fans defended Young Thug heavily and argued that he was simply supporting Lil Durk as a longtime friend and collaborator. After all, Thug and Durk have years of history together too. They worked on songs together, built a friendship publicly, and shared mutual respect in the industry long before this latest situation started blowing up. Other people completely disagreed and argued that public messages matter differently when two camps already have years of tension attached to them. In their eyes, posting "free smirk" while fully knowing the history between Durk and YoungBoy was always going to trigger reactions whether Thug intended it that way or not. And honestly, that is what makes this whole thing so messy right now. The internet moves fast, emotions move even faster, and once fans believe somebody publicly picked a side, nuance usually disappears immediately. To a lot of people watching online, the optics became the message the second that tweet went live, and that is what made this situation feel even crazier online. Young Thug has always been viewed as one of the smartest personalities in rap when it comes to image, branding, and controlling attention. Whether people admit it or not, Thug understands exactly how internet optics work. So once he publicly posted support for Lil Durk, fans immediately stopped asking, "Is this just random tension?" The bigger question suddenly became whether NBA YoungBoy already knew Thug was not fully aligned with his side anymore. And if that was true, people started wondering whether both camps were now being forced to publicly reveal where their loyalty really stood. What made things even louder was the reaction from YoungBoy's fan base. The 4KT movement is easily one of the most dedicated fan communities in hip-hop today. These fans stayed behind YoungBoy through legal battles, house arrest situations, canceled tours, controversies, and non-stop headlines. To them, supporting YoungBoy feels deeper than just listening to music. So the second they felt somebody was throwing indirect support toward one of YoungBoy's biggest rivals, they flooded social media instantly. And this is where the entire culture really started speaking up because reactions were coming from every direction imaginable. On Instagram and X, people who understood the history behind all this immediately realized why the "free smirk" post caused such a strong response. One viral comment defended Thug completely by saying, "Thug and Durk been friends, he's tripping." Then somebody else instantly fired back with, "Whatever top say, go." And just like that, the internet looked fully split down the middle with almost no neutral ground left. Then came another comment that absolutely exploded online. Fans started joking that YoungBoy's next project should be called King Slime. That line spread everywhere because people understood exactly what it implied. Slime is heavily connected to Young Thug's branding and movement, so fans viewed that phrase like a direct shot wrapped inside internet humor. A lot of fans also started debating the meaning of slime itself in modern rap culture. One viral Instagram comment claimed, "They wouldn't even know slime without Thug." That argument was pointing toward the idea that Young Thug and YSL Records helped popularize slime as a major cultural phrase inside hip-hop, but the counter-argument came just as fast. Many YoungBoy supporters argued that NBA YoungBoy never built his identity around being slime in the first place. His image was always tied to 4KT, Never Broke Again, Baton Rouge, and his own movement entirely. In their eyes, YoungBoy never needed another camp's identity or branding to validate who he was. And honestly, that is why the arguments online became so intense. People were not just debating music anymore. They were debating loyalty, identity, influence, and who really shaped the culture first. Everybody suddenly had a strong opinion, and nobody wanted to back down. Then Reddit entered the conversation, and things somehow became even more chaotic. Hip-hop forums and rap discussion pages started breaking down every screenshot, every deleted post, every lyric, and every old interview like investigators trying to solve a major case. Fans were connecting timelines, reposting old livestream clips, and arguing over hidden meanings in posts from years ago. Some people believed this entire situation was just emotions boiling over online and would eventually cool down. Others were convinced this was the beginning of a much bigger divide between camps that already carried years of tension underneath the surface. Either way, one thing became obvious fast. The entire rap internet was locked in watching every single move from both sides. One viral discussion thread online even broke down the entire timeline step by step. Fans connected everything from Young Thug getting released in the YSL RICO case to him publicly reaching out to NBA YoungBoy, then the Free Smirk tweet, followed by Herm de Black Sheep's Instagram response, and finally Young Thug's deleted reply. The internet was treating the whole thing like a full investigation. One of the most popular comments in that thread really stood out to people. The user wrote, "Thug survived a RICO. He's not scared of Herm, but he is smart enough to know when not to fight a battle that isn't his." That opinion exploded online and started another huge debate immediately. Suddenly, everybody was arguing over the same question. Did Young Thug delete his post because he wanted to avoid more tension? Or was it simply a calculated move from somebody who understands how fast situations spiral online? Some fans saw the deletion as a strategic decision from a veteran artist who knows when to stop feeding drama. Others believed deleting it after screenshots already spread everywhere changed absolutely nothing. Because honestly, once the internet grabs screenshots, the situation never truly disappears. People repost everything within seconds now. By the time the message vanished, blogs and fan pages already had it circulating across every platform imaginable. Social media never forgets anything for long, especially when major rap names are involved. What made things even more interesting was how quiet many other rappers stayed during all this. Usually when huge rap drama erupts, artists start picking sides publicly or throwing sneak disses online. But this time, most major names stayed silent. No loud reactions, no endless quote tweets, no public speeches jumping into the middle of it. And a lot of fans noticed that silence immediately. Many people online took it as a sign that artists understood how sensitive the situation already looked. When tensions involve camps with years of history behind them, most people in the industry do not want to accidentally throw themselves into the middle of another major conflict. Meanwhile, Lil Durk's name kept floating through every conversation connected to this situation, even without him directly speaking on it. That alone showed how much influence his name still carries in hip-hop discussions right now. Durk is dealing with his own legal situation, but fans continue showing heavy loyalty toward him online. A lot of people believe that support comes from the years Durk spent building connections, friendships, and influence throughout rap culture. Whether somebody supports him or not, his name still carries major weight in conversations involving loyalty and alliances in hip-hop today. Another detail fans kept bringing up was one comment buried deep inside a post from the Shade Room. Somebody wrote, "All this because he said free Durk? Durk got them pressed." That comment spread everywhere because many fans felt it exposed just how emotionally charged this rivalry still is years later. To many people online, even indirect support toward Lil Durk now instantly triggers reactions from YoungBoy's side because of all the history tied to the situation surrounding King Von and the years of tension that followed afterward. Fans believe those emotions never truly disappeared beneath the surface, and when you zoom out, this entire situation starts looking much bigger than just an Instagram argument between Herm and Young Thug. A lot of people see it as another chapter in a much larger culture war happening inside rap right now. Over the past several years, NBA YoungBoy has built a reputation for constantly finding himself in tension with major names across the industry, whether through music, online exchanges, or fan rivalries. Fans have connected him to public issues involving artists like NLE Choppa and others before, and now people are wondering whether the Young Thug and YSL side could become part of that growing list too. That is a huge amount of tension for one artist to be connected to at the same time. But this is exactly what separates NBA YoungBoy from most rappers in the game right now. His people ride for him aggressively and publicly. When Herm the Black Sheep saw Young Thug's free smirk tweet, he did not sit around waiting for YoungBoy to personally jump online first. He immediately stepped forward himself. The important part was Herm saying, "Topsay," because fans interpreted that as him speaking as a representative of YoungBoy's side. Online, people saw it like Herm was defending his camp the second he felt somebody crossed a line. And in an industry where friendships constantly change depending on success, fans viewed that kind of loyalty as rare. At the same time, Young Thug is clearly in a completely different place in life than he was before the YSL RICO case began. That legal battle lasted years and became one of the most publicized situations in modern hip-hop. A lot of people genuinely believed the case could permanently damage his career or legacy. But Thug came out of it and started rebuilding everything. After finally returning to music, he dropped UY Scooty in 2025 and began trying to re-establish himself creatively after one of the hardest periods of his entire life. Fans can tell he is focused on protecting his image, rebuilding relationships, and figuring out which people stayed solid around him during all the chaos. And that is why many fans believe his connection with Lil Durk matters so much here. During Young Thug's legal situation, Durk publicly supported him multiple times. A lot of people online believe Thug simply has not forgotten that loyalty. So, from another perspective, some fans argue this entire situation is really just two different loyalties crashing into each other publicly. But social media rarely has patience for nuance. Once emotions get involved, everybody instantly wants to pick a side instead of slowing down and looking at the bigger picture. That is exactly what happened here. Now, fans are focused on one huge question moving forward. Will YoungBoy respond directly himself? So far, he has not publicly thrown direct shots at Young Thug online. But longtime fans know YoungBoy often communicates through music instead of endless tweeting. When YoungBoy has something to say, he usually says it inside records, diss tracks, or sudden music drops. That is why so many people online are now wondering whether a song is coming next. Because if YoungBoy really decides to address this situation musically, the entire rap conversation could instantly become even more explosive. Fans still remember how aggressive YoungBoy became during tracks aimed at Durk's side. He mentioned names directly, referenced relationships, and turned personal tension into full rap warfare inside songs. If that same energy ever gets pointed toward Young Thug publicly, fans already believe the internet would completely lose its mind. Some people are even comparing the potential fallout to the way major rap rivalries dominate social media conversations for months at a time. That is how serious fans are treating the possibility right now. Meanwhile, Young Thug's position feels extremely delicate too. The fact he deleted his response to Herm suggests he understands how dangerous it could be to let this spiral publicly. Right now, he is rebuilding momentum, pushing music again, and trying to stabilize everything around him after years of legal pressure. But at the same time, rap culture can be brutal when people think an artist looks weak or publicly got checked. That is why fans are analyzing every move he makes right now so heavily. Some people think deleting the post was smart strategy. Others think it gave the internet even more reason to keep pressing the situation. And then there is Herm himself. A lot of fans originally dismissed him during this exchange and tried to label him as just another internet loudmouth attached to YoungBoy's side. But from the way he handled the situation publicly, supporters argue he moved with confidence and never backed away from what he said, even after the attention exploded online. A lot of fans also noticed how carefully Herm the Black Sheep handled his response during the situation. Using Young Thug's real name instead of his rap name was not viewed as random at all. People online instantly saw it as a calculated move meant to make the exchange feel more personal and more serious. And whether people agree with Herm's approach or not, one thing became obvious fast. Everybody in hip-hop suddenly knew exactly who NBA Herm was. The attention around his name exploded overnight because of this situation, and fans started connecting him even more closely to NBA YoungBoy's movement and image. But the part that really hit fans emotionally was the bigger question underneath all this drama. What actually happens now between Young Thug and YoungBoy themselves? Because this was not some random fake industry connection people imagined out of nowhere. These two artists publicly showed real respect toward each other for years. A lot of fans kept bringing up the fact that Young Thug publicly asked YoungBoy to call him right after getting out of the YSL RICO case. People online viewed that moment as genuine, not performative. That is why this fallout feels so strange to many fans watching everything unfold now. The problem is, once arguments become public online, things get much harder to quietly fix behind closed doors. Screenshots spread forever, fans take sides immediately, and the culture has a way of forcing tension into the spotlight, even when the people involved may not want things to go that far. And honestly, this entire situation feels bigger than just one disagreement between two rap camps. A lot of fans believe it reflects how much hip-hop relationships and alliances have changed over the last several years. People still connect many of today's rap tensions back to the tragic death of King Von in 2020. Ever since then, fans have viewed the divide between Chicago-related camps and Baton Rouge-related camps as something that never fully healed. The tension surrounding movements like OTF and NBA has stayed part of online rap culture conversations ever since. Then came Young Thug's highly publicized RICO case, which shook the entire Atlanta rap scene. That case had artists, fans, and even labels paying attention because it raised serious conversations about loyalty, public support, and how the legal system was interacting with hip-hop culture overall. On top of that, Lil Durk's own legal issues added even more pressure to an already tense environment. Fans watching all this unfold feel like the stakes surrounding rap culture have become much heavier than they used to be years ago. And right in the middle of all this stands NBA YoungBoy, who has become one of the most dominant and complicated figures in modern rap. His streaming numbers and YouTube success are almost impossible to ignore. Few artists in any genre have fan bases as loyal and aggressive online as YoungBoy's supporters. That is why everybody is watching this situation so closely right now. Fans, bloggers, industry people, media personalities, and even other rappers are paying attention because moments like this can quietly reveal where different relationships truly stand behind the scenes. So here is where everything currently sits. Young Thug posted, "Free Smirk, please God." NBA Herm immediately defended YoungBoy's side publicly. Young Thug responded before deleting the message. Herm escalated the tone by using Thug's real name. Then Young Thug's sister jumped into the situation too. Within hours, social media pages everywhere were reposting screenshots non-stop while the rap world argued over every detail. Now, the biggest question is not whether tension exists anymore, because fans already believe the issue is clearly out in the open. The real question now is who makes the next move? Will NBA YoungBoy eventually respond through music the way he often does during conflicts? Will Young Thug decide to address things publicly again? Or will this remain nothing more than a messy social media clash that slowly cools down over time? Right now, nobody fully knows, and that uncertainty is exactly why fans remain locked into every update surrounding the situation. Some fans even believe this moment could quietly reshape relationships inside hip-hop moving forward, depending on how both sides handle things from here. Because in rap culture, public support and public silence both get analyzed heavily by fans watching from the outside. And here is the deeper layer many people online keep circling back to. When Young Thug publicly supports Lil Durk during a difficult legal moment, fans connected to YoungBoy's side are naturally going to interpret that through the lens of old rivalries and long-standing tension. That does not automatically mean war or violence, but it absolutely explains why emotions online became so intense so quickly. At the end of the day, this entire back and forth became another example of how social media now magnifies every move rappers make. One tweet can instantly turn into weeks of debates, fan theories, and non-stop reactions across the culture. So keep watching what happens next, because NBA YoungBoy has built a reputation for moving unpredictably whenever people think they understand his next step. And if fans know anything about Kentrell Gaulden by now, it is that the rap world usually gets very loud the second his name becomes attached to controversy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on everything happening inside the rap world.